Question number 1. Within the epidermis, thousands of pairs of bean-shaped cells swell and shrink to open and close dash, which are tiny pores that control the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide gases and the release of water vapor. Perfect. Stomata is the correct choice.
Question number 2. Within the epidermis, thousands of pairs of bean-shaped cells called swelled and shrink by osmosis to open and close tiny pores which control the exchange of gases and the release of water vapor.
Smart move. Guard cells is an accurate answer.
Question number 3. This vessel makes up part of the vascular tissue of a plant. It carries water and dissolved ions from the roots to the stems and leaves. On track? Xylem is the correct answer. Question number 4. What feature found on the surface of this epithelial layer greatly increases the surface area for absorption?
Strong choice. Microvilli is the right answer.
Question number 5. Select the correct term for the following definition. The water transport system in plants. Excellent. Xylem is a brilliant choice. Question number 6. This vessel carries dissolved sugars from the leaves to all other parts of the plant. Nice selection. Phlegm is the correct and valid answer. Question number 7. Dash is a vascular tissue that carries sugars and other foods throughout a plant. Well done. Phlegm is the right choice. Question number 8. A twig of white-colored flowers is placed in a beaker containing colored water. After some time, the white petals become colored. Which tissue is responsible for this? Nicely done. Xylem is a solid answer. Question number 9. What type of epithelium lines the air sacs in this slide of lung tissue? Right choice. Simple squamous is the best answer. Question number 10. Recall what is dissolved in the water in the xylem? Correct response. Mineral ions is the most accurate answer. Question number 11. What tissue type is this? Excellent choice. Cardiac muscle is the right answer. Question number 12. Identify the type of tissue shown in the figure. Smart pick. Sclerenchyma is the correct choice. Question number 13. The type of tissue indicated as 3 helps in. Exactly. Increase in girth makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 14. What is the function of phloem tissue? Great thinking. Transport organic nutrients is the right choice. Question number 15. The cells of cork are dead and have a chemical in their walls that makes them impervious to gases and water. The chemical is dash. Good job. Your answer, suberin, works well here. Question number 16. A person met with an accident in which 2 long bones of hand were dislocated. Which among the following may be possible reason? You chose ligament break, and it is correct. Question number 17. Epidermal cells secrete a waxy substance called the DA, which coats, waterproofs, and protects the above-ground parts of plants. Correct. Cuticle is the right answer. Question number 18. When a grass lawn is mowed, its meristematic tissues get cut off. However, they still regrow. This is due to the presence of. Solid response. Intercalary meristem is a valid choice. Question number 19. Choose the correct option. Great job. Bone is the accurate answer.
Question number 20. This tissue protects the root from mechanical injury, as well as invasion from microbes. Identify the tissue.
You got it. Your choice epidermis is right.
Question number 21. The movement of food in the alimentary canal or the contraction and relaxation of blood vessels are dash.
Clear logic. Your choice involuntary muscles is sound and 100% true.
Question number 22. Epithelial cells that can stretch from a cuboidal or columnar shape to a squamous shape are called.
You're right. Transitional epithelium is the correct answer.
Question number 23. The principal difference between simple and stratified epithelium is in the number of.
Nice work. You chose cell layers and it is correct.
Question number 24. Simple dash epithelial cells are specialized for secretion and are found in pancreas.
Well picked. Cuboidal is the correct answer.
Question number 25. Which animal tissue helps in repair of tissue and fills the space inside the organ?
Sharp thinking. Areola tissue is the right choice.
Question number 26. The tissue present in the lining of kidney tubules and ducts of salivary glands is.
Valid point. Cuboidal epithelium tissue is true.
Question number 27. In which type of cell there is no demarcation of dividing and non-dividing regions?
Right again. Animal cells is a valid answer.
Question number 28. A mango tree can grow up to a height of 40 meters. This growth is brought about by.
Bravo. Apical meristem is the answer.
Question number 29. Presence of which chemical in cork cells makes them impervious to water and gases?
Good thinking. Suberin is the right answer.
Question number 30. It helps water hyacinth to float on water. What type of parenchyma tissue is it?
Well reasoned. Erynchyma is the correct choice.
Question number 31. The girth of stem or roots increases due to lateral meristem is caused due to.
Excellent. Lateral is a brilliant choice.
Question number 32. All of the following are common locations of simple squamous epithelium, except.
Smart move. Trachea is an accurate answer.
Question number 33. I am a kind of parenchymatous cell, and I perform photosynthesis. Who am I?
Well done. Chlorenchyma is the right choice.
Question number 34. A single layer of tall, skinny epithelial cells would be best described as.
Right choice. Simple columnar epithelium is the best answer.
Question number 35. In desert plants, rate of water loss gets reduced due to the presence of.
Smart pick. Cuticle is the correct choice.
Question number 36. Which of the following is made up of one kind of tissue throughout?
Exactly. None of these makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 37. Which of the following is not one of the 4 basic types of tissue?
Sharp thinking. Avascular is the right choice.
Question number 38. One of the tissues in the given options is dead tissue. Identify it.
Bravo. Sclerenchyma is the answer.
Question number 39. Which of the following forms the main conducting unit of the xylem?
On track. Vessels is the correct answer.
Question number 40. Which epithelial tissue has more than one layer of flattened cells? Good thinking. Stratified squamous is the right answer. Question number 41. Which organism carries out all the functions through a single cell? Right again. Amoeba is a valid answer. Question number 42. Which of the following task is not performed by epithelial cells? Nicely done. Contraction is a solid answer. Question number 43. A group of cells similar in structure and functions are called. Good job. Your answer tissue works well here. Question number 44. What type of tissue signals the intestines to move food along? Correct. Nervous tissue is the right answer. Question number 45. Dash epithelium tissue is found on the surface of the ovaries. Valid point. Simple cuboidal is true. Question number 46. An epithelium made up primarily of flattened cells is called? Perfect. Squamous is the correct choice. Question number 47. Which of the following is not a function of epidermal tissue? Solid response. Transport of water is a valid choice. Question number 48. Intercalary meristems are found in which part of the plants? Excellent choice. Nodes is the right answer.
Question number 49. How many major types of cells are there in blood corpuscles?
Nice work. You chose 3 and it is correct. Question number 50. The connective tissue that connects muscle to bone is called? You're right. Tendon is the correct answer. Question number 51. A group of similar cells performing a particular function is? You got it. Your choice tissue is right. Question number 52. Identify the substance deposited on the walls of cork cells. Clear logic. Your choice suberin is sound and 100% true. Question number 53. This type of tissue is capable of cell division. Well picked. Meristematic tissue is the correct answer. Question number 54. Which of the following tissues binds everything together? You chose connective, and it is correct. Question number 55. The flexibility in plants is due to a tissue called dash. Great thinking. Parenchyma is the right choice. Question number 56. Which of these types of cells is most likely to divide? Nice selection. Meristem is the correct and valid answer. Question number 57. Give the name of the connective tissue lacking fibers. Correct response. Blood is the most accurate answer. Question number 58. Which type of muscle tissue would line the intestines? Well reasoned. Smooth is the correct choice. Question number 59. This structure is dead, waterproof, with holes, hollow. Great job. Xylem is the accurate answer. Question number 60. Lignin is a substance that thickens the walls of dash. Strong choice. Sclerenchyma cells is the right answer.
Question number 61. This structure transports substances both up and down.
Smart move. Phlegm is an accurate answer. Question number 62. Do animal and plant cells have same type of tissues? You got it. Your choice no is right. Question number 63. Sieve tubes and companion cells are present in dash. Sharp thinking. Phlegm is the right choice. Question number 64. The size of the stem increases in width due to dash. You're right. Lateral meristem is the correct answer. Question number 65. Dismantling and recycling in a cell takes place by. Nice work. You chose lysosomes and it is correct. Question number 66. Which of the following does not have tissue system? Correct. All of these is the right answer. Question number 67. Which epithelial cell is best suited for diffusion? Excellent. Simple squamous is a brilliant choice. Question number 68. Which of these components of blood fight infection? Well picked. WBC is the correct answer. Question number 69. Which meristem is located at internodes of leaves? Solid response. Intercalary is a valid choice. Question number 70. This structure transports substances upwards only. Valid point. Xylem is true. Question number 71. What is the composition of the cartilage matrix? On track. Proteins and sugars is the correct answer. Question number 72. How many types of epithelial tissues are there? Exactly. 6 makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 73. Which of the following is not an animal tissue? Perfect. Parenchymal tissue is the correct choice. Question number 74. This structure transports glucose as sugar. Great job. Phlegm is the accurate answer. Question number 75. Which of the following tissues has dead cells? Excellent choice. Sclerenchyma is the right answer. Question number 76. Which cell does not have perforated cell wall? Nice selection. Companion cells is the correct and valid answer. Question number 77. Both a plant and animal cells have a cell wall. Right again. False is a valid answer. Question number 78. Cuboidal epithelium is otherwise known as dash. Right choice. Glandular epithelium is the best answer. Question number 79. Which type of cell provides strength to plant? Great thinking. Dead cells is the right choice. Question number 80. Which of the following is connective tissue? Strong choice. All of the above is the right answer. Question number 81. Stratified epithelium is typically used for? Clear logic. Your choice protection is sound and 100% true. Question number 82. Plant tissues are mostly dead as they are. You chose supportive, and it is correct. Question number 83. The hard covering of nuts is made of dash. Bravo. Sclerenchyma tissue is the answer. Question number 84. What minerals is the bone matrix rich in? Correct response. Both A and B is the most accurate answer. Question number 85. Companion cells are associated with dash. Smart pick. Sieve tubes is the correct choice. Question number 86. Meristems at the tip of roots and shoots. Well reasoned. Apical is the correct choice. Question number 87. Which kind of tissue is found in heart? Good thinking. Muscular tissue is the right answer. Question number 88. Which tissue has chloroplast in cells? Well done. Sclerenchyma is the right choice. Question number 89. Name a plant tissue having dead cells.
Nicely done. Sclerenchyma is a solid answer.
Question number 90. Phloem is a complex permanent tissue.
Good job. Your answer true works well here. Question number 91, which is not a function of epidermis. Well picked. Conduction of water is the correct answer. Question number 92. Group of dividing tissues are called. Bravo. Meristematic tissues is the answer. Question number 93. Contractile proteins are found in.
Clear logic. Your choice muscle is sound and 100% true.
Question number 94. Fats are stored in human body as. Right again. Adipose tissue is a valid answer. Question number 95. Tissues with active cell division. Solid response. Meristematic is a valid choice. Question number 96. Where is epithelial tissue found? Smart move. All of the above is an accurate answer. Question number 97. Dash is not found in xylem tissue. Nice selection. Sieve tubes is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 98. Which muscles act involuntarily?
Great thinking. Cardiac muscles is the right choice.
Question number 99. Nervous tissue is not found in.
On track. Tendons is the correct answer. Question number 100. Parenchyma walls are made up of. Well done. Cellulose is the right choice. Question number 101. Voluntary muscles are found in. Excellent. Limbs is a brilliant choice. Question number 102. Girth of stem increases due to. Right choice. Lateral meristem is the best answer. Question number 103. Apical meristem are present at. Good thinking. Both of the above is the right answer. Question number 104. Cartilage is not found in. Excellent choice. Kidney is the right answer. Question number 105. Find the mismatched pair. Nice work. You chose permanent tissue, growth, and it is correct. Question number 106. Plant tissues are mostly. Smart pick. Both living and dead is the correct choice. Question number 107. Parts of the plants grow. You're right. Irregularly is the correct answer. Question number 108. Bone matrix is rich in. Exactly. Calcium and phosphorus makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 109. Neuron is a kind of. Strong choice. Cell is the right answer. Question number 110. Cells make up dash. Correct response. Tissues is the most accurate answer. Question number 111. Ground tissue is. Valid point. Simple permanent tissue is true. Question number 112. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. You chose contact Narayan Changdar on Facebook. And it is correct.